Hey friends, it's Ryan. Welcome back. Today I want to talk, tonight, August 26th, I want to talk a little bit about where we're at with Venus retrograde. In my last video, I talk about what we could expect for each sign and go through with some tarot. You can take a look at that video. I interject some Vedic in there as well, and I am hesitating even making this video for YouTube, but I think it's worth noting a couple of things with Venus now. So Venus on the Vedic side, so now we are moving, not really moving, Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, is the real placement of the stars astronomically. Western did something a little bit crazy and kind of moved it around. So if you think about like the eye of the bull, Aldebaran, it's sitting in Gemini. Well, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And in sidereal, the eye of the bull is actually in Taurus. So it's astronomically correct. We can talk about this all day, but I'm going to give you just a little something from mythology and from Vedic astrology. And you have to do a little bit of digging, and I'm not going to give you all of the answers. But if you even look around just a little bit, this one would be fairly obvious to figure out. So Venus is retrograding in sidereal astrology in Cancer, and she's at about 19 degrees right now. We have about another week. It's September 3rd. Venus stations direct and starts moving forward again. She hits Uranus a few times in a square and Jupiter on top of it for like a good month. Like, this is a long time. In Vedic astrology, Venus and Jupiter aren't necessarily friends. They come from two different schools. They're both counselors in some way. But they have different teachings, essentially, and we'll leave it at that. But now Venus is in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. Ashlesha is known as the Nagas. That is the Nagas. And, some people would try to vilify the Nagas, snakes, essentially, but not like earthly snakes. We're talking about heavenly snakes. So sometimes they get very villainized and perhaps not for the right reasons. But we have to understand some of the traits of Ashlesha and what it is. And what is the opposite side of Ashlesha? It's Dhanishta, which is a very interesting point too, right? Because Ashlesha is at the Gandanta point. It's the point at which we go from Cancer to Leo. It is going from a water sign to a fire sign. Something is getting burnt up. Maybe literally, maybe figuratively, but that's that point. It's Ashlesha, that nakshatra, at the very end of Cancer, and then it's the first nakshatra within Leo, which is Maga. We could talk politics. I'm not going to talk politics. That's something else. But on the exact opposite side is the very end of Capricorn, and that's where Mars exalts, and it's known as Dhanishta. It's known as the wealthiest. It gives a name. It could give honors after death, because this is where Mars exalts in Capricorn, right? But the thing is, this is the thing, Ashlesha and Dhanishta are both hollow. So you think about the crab, right? So it's something hard on the outside, and we say it's something juicy and delicious on the inside. That's true. There are two nakshatras within Cancer that are two of the best. Punarvasu and Pushya are known as the two best nakshatras for different reasons. It's known as the nourishment and mother of the gods. So those two go together. They are a pair. The last one's Ashlesha. It's known as the snakes, the Nagas. It's something you can't really see, but it's also Cancer, the crab, right? So there's something in it. It's a container. On the exact opposite side is Dhanishta, the very end of Capricorn. Capricorn on the western side known as, what is it known as? The sea goat, right? Something mystical. We don't really know what it is. It's known as your karma, the 10th house. Could be anything, right? Well, in Vedic astrology, the very last part of Dhanishta is also known as the drum. So this is where Mars exalts. So like drum, Mars, like Capricorn. It's a little weird, but it's also the strategist, right? But it's known as the drum. So it's also hollow. It's a container, right? Ashlesha, the Nagas, it's something mystical we don't really understand. Sometimes can be a little manipulative. Watch out for manipulation, people. Ashlesha is known as the snake. So physically, you might see a snake. I just talked to my mom the other day and I was talking to her about astrology. And I'm like, yeah, something with snakes is going on. Just be aware. But not all snakes are bad. Not all crabs are bad, right? Like, let's not conflate this too much, right? But Ashlesha is known to be a little abusive. It's a classic case of the abused becoming the abuser. So you really have to be careful of that, right? And you have to be careful with your words. Mercury's going retrograde. Not necessarily a great thing with words. So really be careful with your words, but also if you're getting insights, you're seeing things with relationships, it's making you double think. That's that Venus. It is that Venus retrograde. And it's happening in Ashlesha. So it's at the very end of Cancer. Could be about home. Could be about relationships, romance. All of those things are being up for review. And Venus is going to go station direct in the next September 3rd. It's August 26th. So we have a while to go yet. So hang in there. Venus is slowing down. Mars is cruising along. Look at it this way. If you have extra energy, be outside, go to the gym, do your favorite exercise, go for a walk if you can. If it's too hot, try to go for a swim, get in some water. It's very good to cool down. Let things simmer down. That is my advice. I hope you're all doing well. Let's get through this. Mercury goes retrograde for the next 3.5 weeks. It's kind of a... Western, it's in Virgo Vedic. It's in Leo. The very end of Leo. It's known as the lion's genitals up in the sky. Quite literally, that's where it's at. So just be aware of that. All right, I hope you're all doing well. We'll talk to you next time. See ya.